Hi, this is Pat. There are many stories of giants reported on YouTube. Creationists in particular point to alleged photographic evidence of fossilised giants to support their biblical account of the mighty Nephilim, crossbreeds of humans and fallen angels. Alleged heights report range from 7 feet tall to over 20 feet tall. Now I find this to be an interesting topic, and I set out to see if any of these claims could be substantiated. In my research I found that every claim I came across so far has been discredited, at least in the eyes of secular science. At that point a thought occurred to me that led me on a different tack. After doing some more research I discovered that there are over a dozen documented cases of humans exceeding 8 feet in height in modern history, the tallest being Robert Wadlow at 8 feet 11.1 inches. There are many more cases of humans exceeding 7 feet in height from all corners of the globe in modern history. A race in the Sudan have an average height of 7.4. An example of their giant but very slender stature can be seen in Manute Bol, the 7 foot 7 inch pro basketball giant who hails from this region. The Watusi African tribe is found in Rwanda on the east side of the Congo. They are the tallest people in the world, growing up to 7 or even 8 feet tall, and they're known as the Watusi giants. Now, given that there are so many modern examples of giants, surely one should expect to see evidence of giants in excess of 7 or 8 feet tall in the fossil record and in ancient history. It is known that larger bones are preserved longer, and since giants are unusual, it would make sense that their remains could have been kept by civilizations and recorded in history, at least on some occasions. If this was the case, then debate could rage as to the identity and cause of these giants. Some may argue that they are examples of the biblical Nephilim, others may simply claim them to be examples of gigantism as it exists today. Now, one who claims that the fossil evidence for the Nephilim have been covered up is YouTuber Nephilmfree. He claims that giants have been discovered and housed in museums only to later disappear in some form of conspiracy against the biblical account. Here is my question. If it is true that many cases of giantism have been substantiated in modern times, why is it that no such examples have been substantiated by secular science that date back to ancient times and further back in the fossil record? I decided to search for a scientist in a relevant field of research to ask if they could point me in the direction of records of giantism in history and the fossil record. I decided to try to email Eugenie Scott from the National Centre for Science Education. I received a reply instead from one of Eugenie's colleagues, Eric Michael, PhD. It turns out that Eric is a physical anthropologist with a special interest in the fossil record of human and primate evolution. This, I think, would put him in a good position to answer my question, and I have to wonder whether my email wasn't referred to him after Eugenie couldn't receive it because of his expertise. Here is a copy of the email I sent him and his reply. I am researching forms, causes and examples of gigantism in humans such as pituitary gland tumours. To date, the tallest human on record in modern times is Robert Wadlow at 8 foot 11.1 inches. There are dozens of examples of humans in excess of 8 feet tall, living or deceased in modern history. Could you provide me with sources of record of giantism throughout human history? I received the following reply. I'm afraid this is not a topic that we at our National Centre for Science Education really know much about. And I don't know of any particular sources which wouldn't be found in a regular search on the internet. Good luck in your research. Now, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and cry conspiracy, but I do find it odd that no record of giantism exists, at least none that I have found, and even more strange that someone such as Eric Michael, a physical anthropologist, which is a branch of anthropology concerned with the study of human biological variation, could not point me to any evidence. On further research, I came upon the story of the giant of Castleknock, I think it's Castleknock, said to be in excess of 11 feet tall. Now, this example is said to be documented in a peer-reviewed scientific journal. It's called La Nature, Volume 18, 1890 issue. And the discovery is described in detail in that publication by the anthropologist George Vacher de la Puge, who found the bones at the bottom of an ancient Bronze Age tumulus near Castelnau, Les, France in the winter of 1890. Please excuse my pronunciation, it's all over the place. I also found the account of John Middleton, who was born 1578, died 1623, whose gravestone is marked with the words, "Here lieth the body of John Middleton, the child of Hale, 9 feet 3. Now I would love to confirm these stories and find out where these bones are now, if they do exist. If you know of secular scientific evidence of gigantism in the fossil record, please let me know, or ancient history, and I would love to hear your comments. If remains of giant humans throughout history do exist, why doesn't the scientific community report them? Why have so many alleged fossils seem to have gone missing? I'm sceptical of a lot of these alleged missing giants. It's too easy to fake things on the internet these days. But there is evidence that giants have existed. We know that giants exist today. And it doesn't matter if they were biblical giants or simply humans who suffered from pituitary gland tumours or some other scientifically valid explanation. Why aren't there more examples? That's my question. Why aren't the museums full of these kind of things? It does seem to me that perhaps any confirmation of giants in ancient times may bolster the case of creationist stories. And that simply wouldn't do, would it? I'm Pestman Pat.